Get ready for another winter blast. Snow and sub-zero wind chills. That's what's heading our way this weekend. Thanks for inviting us in on this Friday night. It's now 6 o'clock. We've got Rob in for Angela tonight. He's tracking accumulating snow and some bitterly cold temperatures.
Yeah, we've had one round.
Yep.
That's kind of set the stage. Another that's going to bring in a lot more snow than the previous one that we saw, and that's going to lead to some bitterly cold temperatures.
Right.
So let me show you the timeline of that. Here's what we're expecting. The next round should arrive around midday tomorrow. Now, here's a little note I want to mention. Before this gets here, we could have a little bit of light snow overnight or even into the early part of tomorrow morning, but it shouldn't add significant accumulations. But as we've seen over the past several events, it doesn't take significant accumulation to cause problems on the roadways. This is when we do expect significant accumulation between about midday Friday through about midnight Friday, 3 to 5 for much of the area, maybe a couple of isolated spots that are more than that. Then cold, bitterly cold temperatures. We're talking about below zero for Sunday morning and for Monday morning, and the wind chills could be down to 20 below zero by Sunday morning. In the short term, temperatures are in the 30s, and I want you to enjoy the 30s as much as you can, because once they go away, they're not coming back until Tuesday. We've got a while, and if you have anything you need to get done before the snow or the bitterly cold temperatures arrive, now is the time to do it, because temperatures will be into the 20s. Not expecting any precipitation through this evening other than a flurry possible before that snow arrives. Again, the timing here, except for a little bit of snow overnight, chance for snow to arrive by midday tomorrow. I'll have more on this coming up in just a few.
All right, Rob, we'll see you in a little bit. Indy DPW now getting ready for this next round of snow. In fact, DPW tells us they've already put down about 10,000 pounds of salt this season. Crews have been working around the clock since Wednesday, clearing snow from this week and then pre-treating the roads again ahead of this weekend. DPW is telling us situations like these are what they train for.
We're glad that we have so many people with so much experience. We're glad we put in the training hours before the snow season came. We made sure people were out getting familiar with their routes. We don't want, a big snowstorm to come, and it's the first time someone's ever, driven on this particular roadway with a truck this big and a blade this wide. We want people to be trained and prepared.
They're telling us that every shift requires about 100 people, from drivers to mechanics. And we want you to stay ahead of this storm and the traffic issues by using our WTHR weather app. That way you can access our interactive radar, check out our hourly forecast right there on your phone. Plus you can follow along with our team of meteorologists on their weather blog. It's a free download. Go get it right now. You'll find it in the App Store. The issue of mid-decade redistricting here in Indiana has come to an end after 4 long months of debate. The Senate voted yesterday to reject the proposed map last night by a vote of 31 to 19. And our State House reporter Emily Longnecker joins me in studio. She's got reaction. Here we are the day after, Emily.
Yeah, the day after. One political expert we spoke with today called this a solid rejection of redistricting, one that saw 21 Senate Republicans siding with Democrats to defeat the redistricting bill.
After months of debate, phone calls with President Trump, and 2 visits from Vice President J.D. Vance, the question about whether Indiana should redraw its congressional districts was finally answered by 21 Senate Republicans who said no, alongside their Democratic colleagues. So what happens now?
This is going to be an interesting year to watch now. In effect, this vote yesterday showed that there's a clear split in the Indiana Republican Party.
IU political science professor Paul Helmke said he doesn't think the split will keep Senate Republicans from working together on legislation this session, a sentiment echoed last night by Senate President Pro Tem Rod Bray after the vote.
We do hard things in this place. This was a hard one, without a doubt, but we'll continue to move forward. Our caucus will come together. We've got lots of things we want to take care of.
Both Republicans and Democrats have said this session they plan to address issues of affordability for Hoosiers, dealing with the cost of utilities, health, and child care. Going forward into the rest of the session, though, Helmke questions what the working relationship will look like between Republicans in the Senate and Governor Braun, who put out a statement after last night's vote which said in part, quote, "Ultimately, decisions like this carry political consequences. I will be working with the president to challenge these people who do not represent the best interests of Hoosiers." For Helmke, it's telling of where the relationship could be headed.
We've got a split in the Republican Party, and we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, so lawmakers are set to reconvene at the State House on January 5th to continue the work of this session. This was part of the regular session. Will that be enough time and distance for everyone to put last night's vote in the rearview mirror? We're certainly going to see.
And the president has said that he wants to primary the Republicans who voted against redistricting.
He sure has, and the governor has said that he's going to support him in that effort.
All right, Emily, thanks so much for your coverage. We've been following this ongoing debate for months, so if you missed any of our previous coverage or you want to get caught up on the redistricting issue, all of our stories are available for you to stream on demand by using our free streaming app, which is WTHR+. Tonight at 6, we are learning police have arrested a 54-year-old man who's accused of attacking his own parents at their home yesterday. The father died from his injuries. The mom was hospitalized in serious but stable condition. Our Brandon Schaff went back there today talking to a neighbor who knew the victims.
This is South Catherwood Avenue. We're hearing from neighbors here after that tragic incident on Thursday where a man was found dead and a woman seriously injured in a home.
After police say he was attacked by his son on Thursday, IMPD found 81-year-old John Pettigo dead in his home. The mother was hospitalized with blunt force trauma injuries. He was remembered by his neighbor Bob Kaler, who lives across the street from where this tragedy happened.
He was just the nicest guy that you would ever want to. You'd want him to be your dad. He's just that nice of a guy, and we'll miss him.
Kaler says that there were escalating issues in the last 6 months involving the suspect visiting the neighborhood. He's praying for the mother's recovery, who he says was kind like John. The suspect was apprehended in Greene County and transported back to Marion County on Thursday. IMPD arrested the 54-year-old on preliminary charges of murder and attempted murder. IMPD says it's unclear what the suspect's motive was to attack his parents, which is part of the ongoing investigation. Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
We've got an update for you tonight on a major construction project on the northeast side of Indianapolis. We're talking about what's called the Clear Path Project, which is on I-69 and 465. We learned today most of that project should be finished by this summer. INDOT telling us that they've completed 12 of the 14 new bridges. They've added 5 miles of new pavement on 465, and they finished the off-ramps from 465 to I-69 North and I-69 South to 465 West.